Now, I'm expecting few different backgrounds of people watching this course. Many of you will be completely new to SAP SD, what you have never done in the slightest part of it. And that's perfectly fine because that's where I'm going to start. But I also want to welcome anyone who has tried SAP before. Perhaps they are using SAP system as an end user and they want to learn more on the functional and technical side of it. But somehow they are never quite comfortable with everything or not even sure where to start from. Also, I expect to see many other SAP consultants from SD as well as from other modules joining this session because they want to learn this module and take a deeper dive. So I'm beginning by assuming no prior experience of SAP SD module is expected, but any prior experience will definitely help you. To fully utilize this course, you need to have a SAP access from either from your company or client or an SAP IDES system which will be available for free. I have structured this course to make it very progressive and very easy to understand. As you go through each lecture with each section, they are built on the foundation of teaching from the previous lecture. So now let's discuss the different sections and lectures of this course briefly before we get into each individual lecture. Section 1 focuses on introducing the course and introduction to SAP system as an overall ERP system. I will also walk you through the SAP system architecture to give you a better understanding what's behind the scene. Then I'll walk you through the SAP GUI, which is a front-end client to access SAP. In fact, I will walk you through the actual SAP GUI application and touch base with some basic navigation. And then finally show you on how to run a transaction using some very common transaction codes. Section 2 is really where we start looking into the SAP sales and distribution module. We will start this section with a general overview of the SD module. Then we will look at the enterprise structure, which is the framework of any SAP implementation. Based on this framework, you will be implementing the overall design and solution to your client. So it is the most important part of the design element. Then we will talk about master data, which is one of the fundamental drivers for all SAP processes. We will go through the different version and structure of master data like material, customer, organizational, and all related data, followed by covering the enterprise structure, resulting in a very clear picture of how the data is interrelated. And finally, in section 2, I will also go through the order to cash cycle, which is also known as O2C process. Here, I will take you to the actual SAP transaction and show the entire process. And this will be very exciting because I am already excited. In section 3, we'll take a deeper dive into enterprise structure. The reason behind this reiteration is because this is one of the most critical pieces of setup on which the entire SAP solution will depend upon. And I want you to be very comfortable on this topic. We will walk through each enterprise structure element, especially relevant to sales and distribution module. Here, I will walk you through an actual example of an SAP real system. Also, you will learn how to configure a system by your own. In section 4, we will take a deeper dive into master data. For everyone to know that this itself is a massive topic. In SAP ERP system, master data forms the basis of all transactional processing. This is especially true for sales and distribution processing. That's why it is so important and so critical. Also, master data creation, ownership, and maintenance are the responsibility of all modules. You always need to keep in mind that the structure and data within the company's master data will govern how the system will respond to the future transaction. Good. Now in section 5, we will learn about sales document. Sales document is the core part of the sales and distribution module of SAP. In this section, we will focus on various components of the sales document and how they are configured. This is a big section, so be prepared. We will cover both the concept, the dive into the real life example, as well as do some hand-on configuration. In section 6, we will cover all the different sales document type which SAP allows you to create. The sales document type which we will focus on are the standard process most commonly used in SAP SD module. The document flow which we will look into are the following: quotation, special order sales, such as cash sales process and rush order process, the credit and debit cycle, as well as the return and invoice correction request process. We will also look at the contract and scheduling agreement. Section 7 is all about sales contract. The primary focus in this section is all about the special processes around sales contract with specific tip on their use and configuration. In section 8, I will be discussing a complicated topic of SD module called available to promise and transfer of requirements. This is used for material determination, as well as this is also an interaction point with the supply chain, especially in the transfer of requirement. So this is a very important topic. In section 9, I will be teaching you the logistic execution process. Here we are going to review and configure deliveries, transportation, route determination, as well as packaging. We will also look at the copy control, picking, and simple warehouse management processes. In section 10, we will be learning all about billing process. We are also going to learn about various billing types and how to configure new billing document types. We will also look at on how different billing plan works with contract process. And finally, we will look at a very important SD process called intercompany business process. Section 11 is all about SD pricing procedure and how to configure it. In SD module, this is a huge topic. In general, SAP training, this topic itself is a 3-day training, but I will try to cover all aspects of it. So hold on to your seat for a huge ride. Don't worry, I will take a step-by-step approach and teach you all the techniques. I will also cover the most important topic of SAP called condition technique. In section 12, I will cover all the miscellaneous implementation topic which are very crucial to SAP SD module, but they are not large enough to have their own chapters. For example, sales and completion log, partner determination, text determination, and output determination. We will also look at customer and product hierarchy, which is very important for SAP reporting. In section 13, I will teach you all about how SD module manages its credits to its customer using credit management. It's an important topic to keep in mind that this control is implemented in all parts of the order management and logistics cycles. In section 14, I will discuss topics which are supplementary to the mainstream of everyday sales and distribution topic. This will help you to understand the technical integration of SD module with other SAP module. I will discuss some very important user exits, enhancements, and data exchange between the systems. Finally, in section 15, I will share some of my best documents, tips, cheat sheets that I have used during my 6 SAP deployments. Based on your earlier sections and lectures, you will be able to use this document in your best advantage, and eventually it will give you a leading edge with other consultants. So why wait? Let's get started.